I attended the first event that Sam put on for Greeting Fluency, and I was inspired by that. I thought it was wonderful. The idea of just learning some core phrases or words in 2 languages, and it's 52 weeks in a year. If we cover just 1 language a week, I'd be able to roll it over twice in 1 year. So I think it could be a good 1-year project that anyone could undertake if it so strikes your fancy.
Sam called me recently to invite me to this. He started out by asking my name in English, and I responded, yes, it's me. And then he started to practice what he was preaching. He asked me in Filipino or Tagalog the question, how are you? Kumusta, right? It almost sounds like como está, but that's the Philippine way of saying, how are you? Kumusta? And I said, mabuti, which means I'm fine. And then I asked him the next question, sino ito? Who are you? And he ran out of words. But the greeting was very pleasant because not only was it unexpected, I really didn't know that it was Sam. I thought it was someone from the Philippine community calling me and saying, Kumusta? So I'm flattered, and I guess that's the same feeling I had when I attended that session at CBC, where 3 languages were presented, mine included, the Philippine language. And it's very flattering to have 100 people in a room who are interested to listen to and to understand and then to practice saying something to you as a starter. Because then it gives to me the feeling that they're interested in me and in my culture, and they're interested in a genuine friendship, not just based on my culture, but based on my whole being, which is a Filipino-Canadian.
Margaret, what is your involvement into the Greeting Fluency Initiative?
I would say I'm a fan. I read about it in the newspaper, and I happened to run into Sam a few days later, and at the time I was Minister of Education for BC. And I just said to him, I think it's such a wonderful idea, and I would love to see us find a way to bring it into schools. I'm actually quite sure that teachers will already be doing this. It's on the website, and so I would think that teachers already, let's say a child moves into your classroom and they're from Holland, you know, that you would actually go and try to learn a few words and have the class do that. It's just a great idea. Here in Vancouver, the languages I would really like to try to learn is just a few words in Mandarin and Cantonese, a few words in Punjabi. That would be my goals for myself. But when people come here, they often feel that they are accepted, regardless of where they come from.
Madam, very well said. Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's
and hope to see you soon again.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much.
Sat Sri Akal, Namaste, and Assalamu Alaikum. So I used 3 different Punjabi greetings because the Punjab is reflective of 3 different religions, actually 4. We have a little bit of Christianity in there. But it is reflective of the Sikh community, the Hindu community, and the Muslim community. And I know many times there's a misconception out there that Punjabi is only the language of the Sikhs, hence Sat Sri Akal, but it is also a language of Hindu Punjabis and Muslim Punjabis. And I am currently teaching Punjabi at Kwantlen Polytechnic University. And I was just very interested in this initiative. I'm very much excited about it because this project, the way it's crossing many different boundaries, religious, cultural, and language, it's somewhat reflective of the demographics of my classroom as well. I have, in my Punjabi classrooms, not just students of Punjabi heritage, but also students from what we term the Gora, or white Canadian community, from the Chinese Canadian community, and all other races that are reflected in the Canadian community. And they see that that learning a language, any language, not just French and English, is very helpful to them in many ways, not just economic reasons, but also cultural, social reasons. I have students who are entering nursing or policing programs, and they see it as helpful in their careers. I have others who say, I have so many Punjabi friends and Punjabi neighbors, I just want to be able to interact with them. Or maybe they're married into a Punjabi family and they want to have another asset in their basket when they enter this new family, and they say they're so welcoming to me. I would like to do something to show them how much I appreciate it. So I really think this project has great hopes, has great aspirations, and I'm very confident in its success.
When I started my sort of Punjabi career with Ranbir at Kwantlen and then continued on with Anne at UBC, my main sort of goal was the preservation of language and the promotion of Punjabi language. And so when Anne told me about this initiative, I became very interested because I thought, wow, what a great opportunity, and it seemed to fall right at the right time to be able to sort of continue this promotion of Punjabi language. But it also spoke to me because the initiative is very practical in the sense that at the moment I'm doing census enumeration, and in my experience have discovered that language barrier can be the very first thing that closes us off to a new conversation, a new relationship. So with the Greeting Fluency Initiative, my hope is that people can take an opportunity to learn a little bit of a language in order to facilitate conversation and open themselves to new relationships.
Suzanne, such a surprise to see you here. What is your involvement in the initiative?
Well, first of all, I love Sam Sullivan. So anything Sam says is good for me. Mm-hmm. But secondly, Vancouver, as you know, is a key multicultural city in the world. We are a city that can show by example how so many people of so many different cultures can live well together with very little trouble. That strengthens us culturally in our city, and it strengthens us economically because we have reached, with all those connections from all of us who come from different places, we have strong connections all around the world. It's fantastic for the city of Vancouver. But how do we make it better? How do we understand each other more? A simple saying hello, Guten Tag,
that's very good, absolutely.
Is very important. Everybody should come to Vancouver because Vancouver is an example of how people can live well together. And I know that there are problems in other places in the world, but one thing we have not had in Vancouver, we have hockey riots, I'm sorry to report, but I don't think we've ever had a cultural riot or a national origin riot. I don't want to say race because there's no such thing as race, but you know, a riot of culture or a riot of national origin, I don't think we've had one in Vancouver.
Yes.
There was certainly prejudice 100 years ago, and maybe more recently than that. But generally, I think our city understands very well the strength, the cultural strength and the economic strength that our multiculturalism brings to us here in the city of Vancouver.
Do you also help Sam on the public salon? Are you sometimes there as a speaker, actually?
I come, and I'm an enthusiastic supporter, but I'm in politics right now, so I leave the speaking to others, but I really do admire completely what he's doing.
Yeah. Sam, are you happy with the outcome today?
I'm very happy. We had a wonderful group of people, very diverse. Everybody seemed quite enthusiastic about the idea.
Your initiative about the Greeting Fluently initiative is more about the fact to be open to each other between cultures, right?
I actually believe that multiculturalism will not really take hold until people invest in it personally. And it's amazing how little investment will make people feel excited about multiculturalism. So simply by spending a little bit of energy, a few neurons of your brains to actually learn another language, at least a few greetings, the payoff is amazing. You know, you greet someone in their language and they're so excited, and they want to applaud and give you a standing ovation, and you know, the barriers are immediately broken down. Plus, the people now own multiculturalism. Everyone now has invested in it. That's what I'd like to see.
I run with a crowd known as Tourism Vancouver, as Sam mentioned, and part of our delightful job is to invite the world to come to this city. And when they come, they realize we're one of the best places to gather. And that's because when they come here, wherever they're from, they can feel at home. The average Vancouver school has over 40 first languages spoken. There's such a sense that no matter where you've come from, when you come to Vancouver, you can feel comfortable with your religion, you can feel comfortable with your foods, you can feel comfortable with who you are, and you can hear your home language spoken. This initiative we will embrace at Tourism Vancouver.